Good evening. This is the Guyana Learning Channel's news in capsule for Thursday, July 29, 2021. These are the top stories we will be covering. AG seeks to remove President's party in case filed by suspended PSC. Government to make decision on mandatory vaccination. In the world of sports, Man United friendly called off due to COVID outbreak. Regionally, UK donating millions of COVID vaccines overseas, Caribbean to benefit. And internationally, China bans public after-school tutoring. With the news in detail, I am Dinelli Singh. Attorney General Anil Nandlal has made an application to the Demerara High Court to have President Dr. Irfan Ali removed as a party in the case filed by the suspended Police Service Commission. The PSC is asking the court to declare that its June 16 suspension by the head of state is unconstitutional. Last week, the PSC, which is chaired by retired Assistant Commissioner of Police Paul Slow, instituted legal action against the President, Prime Minister Mark Phillips, the Attorney General, Police Commissioner Nigel Hoppy, and its Secretary over the suspension of its Chairman and Commissioners Michael Summersall, Claire Jarvis, Vesta Adams, Clinton Conway, all retired Assistant Commissioners of Police. The case comes up for hearing next Wednesday before Justice Gino Prasad. However, Nandlal contends that pursuant to Article 182 of the Constitution of Guyana, the President has immunity from the judicial process, and as such, naming him as a respondent in the matter is unconstitutional and in breach of the State Liability and Proceedings Act. Under Article 89, the President is head of state, the supreme executive authority, and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Republic of Guyana, and, as a consequence, all actions brought against him in his capacity as head of state should only name the Attorney General. The Attorney General submitted that Article 182 states that the subject to provisions of Article 180, the holder of the office of the President shall not be personally answerable to any court for the performance of functions of his or her office or any act done in the performance of those functions. Moreover, Nandlal said that the article outlines that no proceedings, whether criminal or civil, shall be instituted against the head of state in his or her personal capacity in respect to their function during office. Slow and several members of the commission are currently facing criminal charges before the Georgetown Magistrates Court. They have been implicated in a $10 million fraud over duties delegated to them for revising the police force's raft of standing orders. This was extracted and modified from iNews. Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony says the government is paying close attention to the evolution of COVID-19 in order to ensure it adequately adjusts its vaccination response. Minister Anthony said while several private sector companies have instituted mandatory vaccination within their organization, the government is keeping a close watch even as it explores other strategies to combat vaccine hesitancy. The minister made the statement during Wednesday's COVID-19 update. The minister noted that a number of private entities have begun to present the option of getting vaccinated or regularly tested to their employees as a precautionary measure for ensuring a safe working environment. Additionally, the minister stated that the government is looking at what is evolving from an epidemiological point of view and will take the necessary steps to ensure that people are protected. Dr. Anthony noted that with the fast-spreading Delta variant, several governments around the world have also implemented mandatory vaccination. This includes several states in the United States and France. The minister said the government will take a decision on the matter in due course. This was extracted and modified from the Department of Public Information. And now in the world of sports. Manchester United's pre-season friendly at Preston on Saturday has been called off after a small number of positive COVID-19 cases were identified at the Premier League club. United drew 2-2 against Brentford on Wednesday and detected cases following routine testing of the first team. Individuals are now isolating pending the results of further tests. United say they have cancelled the game at Preston as a precautionary measure based on COVID protocols. A mixture of both players and staff are in isolation after conducting lateral flow tests. United said in a statement that, at this stage, we do not expect further disruption around our forthcoming matches, but we will continue to follow Premier League protocols in this regard. This was extracted from BBC Sport. And now for news in the region. The United Kingdom will soon share its COVID-19 vaccine bounty with other territories. This as Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab announced plans to deliver 9 million vaccines to other countries to aid their attempt to battle the pandemic. Jamaica, Kenya, and Indonesia are among the countries to receive doses when the vaccines start leaving the UK this week. According to a statement issued by the UK government, 5 million doses are being offered to COVAX, the scheme to ensure equitable global access to COVID-19 vaccines. COVAX will urgently distribute them to lower-income countries via an equitable allocation system that prioritizes delivering vaccines to people who most need them. Another 4 million doses will be shared directly with other countries in need. Indonesia will receive 600,000 doses, 300,000 will be sent to Jamaica, and 817,000 are to be transported to Kenya, among other countries. The UK is donating the University of Oxford's AstraZeneca vaccine made by Oxford Biomedica in Oxford. This is the first tranche of 100 million vaccines the Prime Minister pledged the UK would share within the next year at last month's G7 in Cornwall, with 30 million due to be sent by the end of the year. At least 80 million of the 100 million doses will go to COVAX, with the rest going to countries directly. The donations will help meet the pledge that G7 leaders made to vaccinate the world and end the pandemic in 2022. This was extracted from Loop News Caribbean. And now for international news. China's Ministry of Education said on Wednesday that it had begun implementing a campaign to stop paid after-school tutoring services provided by teachers working for public primary and middle schools. China issued sweeping rules last week that bar for-profit after-school tutoring in core school subjects in an effort to boost the birth rate by lowering family living costs. The policy also restricts foreign investment in the sector. The ministry said in a statement on its website that it would also tackle teachers illegally receiving bribes and show zero tolerance towards teachers who teach only after classes, but not during classes. The new rules threaten to decimate China's 120 billion private tutoring industry and triggered a heavy sell-off in shares of tutoring companies traded in Hong Kong and New York, including New Oriental Education and Technology Group and Cool-Learn Technology Holding Limited. Under the new rules, all institutions offering tutoring on school curriculum will be registered as non-profit organizations. With that, we've reached the end of today's broadcast. Join us again tomorrow right here on the Guyana Learning Channel for more educational news and updates. On behalf of the technical team, thanks for watching and remember to stay safe, Guyana.